For the second part of the system, which is the sharing of the user data among enterprises, it allows the decentralized process of sharing the user data, and also it incentivizes the customers as per the smart contracts when the customers' data are accessed by an enterprise. Now I will show you the user interface of the second part of the system. For this part of the system, we have three different companies connected into the private multi-chain blockchain network. First one is Online Shopping Cart Enterprise. Second one is the Event and Entertainment Enterprise, or simply E&E Enterprise. And third one is Eco Enterprise. Now, just to look into the different features of this subsystem, there is a check network page for this shopping cart enterprise. It allows the companies to see the information about the blockchain connections. So here is the name of the blockchain, the number of the blocks in the chain, other two connected peers to the blockchain network besides the shopping cart enterprise. And here is the list of all the connected companies with their IP address and handshake address. The handshake address ensures that both the peers are on the same blockchain network. So if necessary, it then downloads the blockchain parameters from the other side. Otherwise, it checks if both are using the same identical parameters or not. This Get New Address button allows to create a new public blockchain address for this company. Each company can have multiple addresses to perform transactions. Now, this one is the permission channel. This page shows all the connected companies with their available permissions in the private blockchain network. This company, Online Shopping Cart, has the admin role as well, so it can grant permissions to any other companies that want to join the network. So if the connect permission is given, then that permission allows the other nodes to see the blockchain content. With the send permission, they can send funds. With the receive permission, they can receive funds. With the create permissions, they can create streams or directories for sharing the data. Issue means to give permissions to other nodes so that they can issue assets. Mine permission allows them to take part in providing solution for adding blocks to the chain. Activate allows them to change, connect, send, and receive permissions for other companies. And admin permission allows them to change all the permissions for other companies. Here, the admin needs to provide the public multi-chain blockchain address of the company that wants to join the private blockchain network, and the required permissions can be granted to that company. Now, to share data among the enterprises, the company needs to create the directory or stream and publish the data into that directory. It goes like this. First, the company gives the name of the directory and hits the create directory button. So the directory has successfully been created in the transaction hash. Then it needs to publish the data. It selects the directory, provides the optional key here, and adds the file from the local storage of the company's computer, and hits the publish data button. So the item has successfully been published in this transaction. After publishing the data, other companies with the valid permissions can see the published data in the directory. So for example, the second company, E&E Enterprise, can see the published data by clicking on the View Directory tab. Here is the published data. Now, in order to access the data, it needs to provide the incentives to the data owner or customer whose data is going to be used. The company must also provide the deposit, which is same as the price for the data. It then executes the contract which was originally deployed by the customer. The company must have the wallet that holds the Ether to initiate the transaction. Once the transaction is confirmed, the data access is granted to the company. The data access is granted to the company. The company now subscribes to the directory to access the data. the directory has been subscribed. Now this is the directory, purchase history record, and that's the data. Once the data access is completed, it again executes the contract that will return the company's deposit back and also settle the payment by transferring the Ether to the customer. Once the transaction is confirmed, the customer receives the payment for their data uses along with their initial deposit. Thus, the customers are incentivized for sharing their user data. And there is a multi-chain explorer page, which is the fork of the popular Abe project to add support for the transactions conducted within the private multi-chain blockchain network. Any company in the private blockchain network can see the transaction along with their transaction hashes, and they will remain as a proof of existence of all the activities and are useful to settle any disputes between the stakeholders in the future. This one is for the shopping cart enterprise. You can also check all the transactions committed into the blockchain. So this is the end of the demo for this part of the system. Now you may use the system and answer the main survey questionnaire. Thank you.